Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your November 2016 month ahead tarot reading. Sorry if this is coming to you just like on the day, but I run a busy website along, the personal readings, plus I do the blog now and the weekly tarot scopes on the channel. And plus trying to get everything up for YouTube, so please bear with me while I try and get some sort of system in order here. But I am blessed and I'm thankful for that. So yeah, this month is a little bit different. You're not seeing me on screen because I'm up against it, and the easiest way for me to kind of curb this was not to record on my normal camera, because that takes forever to upload videos and I have to cut and make sure that I'm looking presentable for the videos, and I just don't have the time. I'm kind of living like a bit of a bloody hermit at the minute because I'm working so hard to bang everything out, and the easiest way for me was just to record your Gypsy Tarot spread back to back with this on a webcam, which is easier to smaller files, so it's easier to upload, it's quicker to upload. So but I will be appearing next month, okay? So this, some of you guys might say, well, we prefer to see the cards. Actually, well, I'm sorry, because you do see the cards on the Gypsy spread, and I think it's a good compromise. I need to connect with you guys in some way, shape or form, you see, so people can actually see who I am on the video and see, who the person is that they're ordering readings from, and so on and so forth. And I enjoy connecting with the YouTube audience, so I will definitely be back to my sexy best. I'm only joking. I'll be back to my best on December. But right now, let's just do the reading. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross this month, using clarifiers, or as I call them, secondary cards that either provide the reason for the first card or what you'll do next as a result of the first card. That's how I see a clarifying card. So Universe, Spirit, show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of November 2016. What's coming in this Celtic cross reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of November 2016. What's coming in for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of November 2016. Show me. So I've shuffled the cards as best I can. I've collected them back up. I'm just going to let them infuse for a moment. We're going to cut them into 3 from left to right, collect it back up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put down your present situation, your challenge, your foundation card. Now the foundation card is usually the root of the issue for the month, so it's what's brought you to the present situation. Oops, just turned that over by accident. So that's I'm ever so tired. I've been working since 5 this morning and it's gone 10 already in the evening time. The immediate future. The best that you can achieve right now. Stroke your crowning thoughts. Let's try and move this along. The one terrible thing about not being able to use the camera at the moment, because it's just taking too long to upload stuff and do the setup, is that the webcam doesn't always, fit everything in. We've got your you now stroke external factors, which should provide a light to why this is happening in the present situation. The influence is coming in as a result of the immediate future. What your hopes and fears will be as a result of the immediate future and the overall outcome. So your overall outcome should be a result of the immediate future, the influences that come in as a result of that card, leading to what happens here. And we're going to pull out some secondary cards afterwards once we see what's going on. So present situation, that's brilliant. In your present situation for November, Gemini, there should be a change coming up, but we don't know what that is yet. I'm not as green as to say the Wheel of Fortune is always about good luck, because it's not. Just depends on what card it sits with. Usually if it shows after a good card like the Ten of Pentacles, you know that you've probably got a downturn in your fortunes or something. But if it comes after something like the Five of Pentacles, you know that your fortunes are looking up. What's the foundation or the reason for the Wheel of Fortune? Justice. Well, that's a good sign, because justice says that we get our just desserts, we get what is due to us, and as a result of that, there seems to be things that are turning for the better there. As a result of this, you're able to move on, obviously, with that Six of Swords, because your challenge is lost here with the Five of Cups. In the immediate future, we have the Three of Pentacles, because the best that you can achieve is the Queen of Swords, or your crowning thoughts are the Queen of Swords. You now is the Knight of Wands, so you're looking to move in a certain direction, which is why you've got this change here. Some of you might be even looking to go abroad. Coming in around this Three of Pentacles will be the Strength card, so time to think, time to absorb. It looks like there's a meeting happening here in the immediate future in which you'll need strength, so you'll need to rely on your inner confidence. You'll need to think about what you're doing. Your fear will probably be the Five of Swords. Could be a hope. Five of Swords is to overcome. If it's strength, in terms of what you need in regards to this, it might be that you're fearing something here with the Strength card, and you're going to need all your strength because the outcome shows us the Magician. And it's a lovely set of cards so far. Let's expand the reading a little bit, Gemini, and see what's what here. So let's go with Justice first in your foundation area. What have you had Justice over? Well, it's brilliant, Justice and the Star. Because Justice and the... Oops. Ooh, cards are going all over the place. Ugh. Let's pick them back up. Justice is one of those beautiful cards you get where things start to become balanced for you. And with the Star card, it's a card about enlightenment. But also that the balance that you achieve with the Justice card puts you on the right track, I guess, with the Star. Things start to look very favourable, I feel, when you get that card here. Knight of Wands. Because of struggle. So it looks like in your foundation area, you're turning your back on struggle. You've got the Ten of Wands here. And the Ten of Wands is often about many, many burdens. But with the Knight of Wands, I feel that you want to leave potentially a burden behind here in the you now position, which is why you seem to have been, have made a decision that's possibly very favourable with that Star card. As a result of that, the Six of Swords means to move on. It can also mean to move away or to travel somewhere. Because it looks like you're looking to make a fresh start with the Ace of Wands, Gemini, because your challenge is the Five of Cups, and that's loss. It's not being able to get over something. And you need to heal, I feel, with that Five of Cups. Okay, so your challenge for the month is accepting the past and healing, and that's what you need to do. That's why you need the change, because you've been struggling with something. Well, there's celebration here. The Wheel of Fortune shows up here, and it says that there is a lucky turn of events happening around this balance that's being achieved. It's led on to something quite positive with the Star card, and as a result of this, there are some positive changes that are happening because you've got it with that Three of Cups here. Coming in is your Three of Pentacles card. And the King of Wands. So there's a meeting with a King of Wands showing up in the immediate future, Gemini. It could be a work meeting. King of Wands is usually related to creativity or a job. Usually shows as a recruiting consultant. Because the best that you can achieve is the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords. I feel that logically you're ready to take a step forward, but you might be in two minds for some reason. You've got two directions you can go down. So it looks like somebody gives you an opportunity here, but logically it seems quite good with the Queen of Swords. But for some reason the Two of Swords, it might be even that the communication. Queen of Swords often means communication. Around this you might have a decision that you need to make with that Two of Swords, but we'll sort that out in a moment and see what else is coming in. So you've got strength. Maybe that's why you got the Strength card as a result of that. Yeah, because I thought this might show up because of the Four of Cups. You're not certain whether you want to take it because your hopes or fears will be the Five of Swords and the Chariot. Maybe there'll be some disagreement over you moving on with the Chariot or going somewhere or some form of travel. And the Magician shows, yeah, with the Ace of Swords. So you start all over again somewhere with something because you've achieved, I feel, the Ace of Swords, which is mental clarity. But it's also the strength to cut things out that are no longer needed. The Strength card often represents death in the tarot as well. So I feel that it's the start off, with the Magician card, it's starting again in the outcome. And the Ace of Swords seems to be through mental clarity, so through doing what you want. So let's have a quick look at your reading then, Gemini. What we're seeing here is that in the you now position, and when you do count it crosses, always start with the part that you feel most comfortable starting with and then span the story out if you can. I feel that right now, this could be, there's either a move of location in the you now position, external factors, or it's a move of job, or it's you're doing something to take yourself out of something that might be putting some burdens on you, because the Knight of Wands, if you see here in the you now position, has his back to the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands often means, when I pull clarifiers or secondary cards, I can either say that you're the Knight of Wands because of the Ten of Wands. Okay. But I feel or I could say you're the Knight of Wands and you feel the Ten of Wands. I feel that you're the Knight of Wands here in the you now position because of the Ten of Wands. I feel that you're struggling with many responsibilities for some of you guys in the month of November 2016. But I also feel that it's your decision, because the Knights often they're often the adventurers in the tarot, and they often show a direction that someone takes, or how fast they move, or how quickly a change is occurring. That's what Knights really do, to be perfectly honest. They can represent people, or they can represent the energies of an individual, usually. So a Knight of Wands, for example, in love, would be somebody who's a bit of a philanderer. They're a bit of a hit it and quit it type of individual. They like to flirt. They like to kind of sleep with someone and then leave. They like to come and go as they please. That's the type of individual. When the Knight of Wands is just as a general energy, this is about something that moves quite quickly. So this is a change of direction, a quick change of direction. But sometimes this represents, because it's represented by Sagittarius, the sign of long distance travel. That represents the house of long distance travel. This can certainly be a travel card as well. So it suggests moving home or moving location or moving job. There's definitely a move coming in when you've got a Knight of Wands. And I feel that it's because of the Ten of Wands. I feel that with the Ten of Wands as well, it might have been as well that this has been a long time coming. You've been struggling with something. Some of you guys it might have been 10 months you've been looking to move in a certain area. And finally, what we're finding is this has led to the issue this month, which is, or the root of what's going on for you. It's justice. Finally, I feel that you've achieved something. And it might have been a long-standing wish with the Star card. I feel with the Ten of Wands, it could be that it's been, as I've said, maybe 10 months it's taken you to achieve some form of a move. Because we do have a numbered card here that can suggest months or weeks. But yeah, it could be something that you've been struggling with, you want to move out of. It could have been that you've been struggling for like 10 months or so on a particular issue here. And finally, you have your freedom. Because the Knight of Wands also means to have freedom, to be free from a struggle, or to feel enthusiastic around something. So I feel that there is a sense of feeling enthusiastic, because it seems that, and also tends to represent completion within the tarot, Gemini. So I feel that there is a state of completion within your lives at the moment, Gemini. Could have been a long time coming, as I've said, around the 10-month stage, and finally with the Knight of Wands you're free to go and kind of pursue something. Lots of enthusiasm I feel for the month of November around this, because this is what's contributing towards what the root is this month for you, the root of the issue. The foundation is justice for you guys and the Star. So finally you achieve justice as a result of possibly with this Ten of Wands having to struggle for 10 months or struggle for a long time, and finally you have that freedom. And with the Justice card, this says that things seem to align themselves now. Justice and the Star card are both kinds. Whenever you do double cards together, look for the correlation between these cards, because it will give you a lot of information, especially if you're trying to find the clarification of why you have justice. Okay, because justice is alignment. It's finally receiving a reward, and the correlation between justice and the Star for me is where something happens and it's good, because the Star card is a wish card. So when you get the Star card, it means that something good happens. It means that you're on the right track. It means that you've made the right decision. It means that you've followed your intuition. It means that the universe has your back. And we know that justice often represents the law of attraction, the 11th law of the universe, law of compensation. What we put in is what we get out. So I feel that with these two cards in the foundation, it's kind of like something comes full circle for you as a result of having struggled for so long. Finally, in the you now position, you get your chance to move forward, whether that's a home move, career move, move to another country or another location. You finally get out of, a situation that had been dogging you or bothering you for so long. And the root of the issue as a result of that now is that you've achieved your justice, and things are looking up. They're looking really, really positive with the Star card, and you get that point of alignment, and you get that point of poetic justice. Is it poetic justice? I'm not sure whether that's the right term, but you get justice. Okay, and with the Star, I feel that this is blessed, a blessed thing that happens for you guys. That, you know, it's almost like with those cups. What I'm noticing, sometimes as a tarot reader, you notice little things on the cups. For some reason, your eyes get drawn, and my eyes are drawn to the cups on the star card, and this woman is pouring away her troubles. So sometimes this is relief. I get a sense of relief here that is coming to you guys as a result of what you've struggled with for so long in the you now position. Finally, you're released from that, and there is a sense of relief with finally achieving justice, and relief with that with the star card. As a result of this, you're able to move on with that Six of Swords. So for some of you guys, because both cards can represent travel, remember, see what the correlation is between two cards. Both cards represent change again, huge change, because you've got the Six of Swords. Six of Swords can mean, well, I'm traveling somewhere, I'm moving on, I'm changing location. Finally, I'm getting to change job here. And the Ace of Wands is often the fresh start card. It can often reference a home move as well, for example, or a career move. So for some of you guys, it could be a career move, a home move in the month of November. You've got the green light, because often the Ace of Wands means I have the green light for something to happen here. So you're traveling or you're moving on because you've been given the green light for something here. And this is as a result of receiving justice in an area of your life. It could be something legal, because for example, some of you guys might have a family member who's been in prison, Gemini, for example, because this Ten of Wands can be a prison because somebody's been struggling for so long. So somebody could have been in prison for 10 years, 10 months. Usually the wands would represent 10 weeks, but just to be fair, 10 wands, 10 weeks, 10 months. 10 months, for example, somebody might have been in prison, they're finally free. They receive their justice. There's lots of relief with the star card, and they're finally able to move because they've been given the green light to do so. So I feel that you've been given the green light in the month of November 2016, Gemini, to move on to something else within your life. Some of you guys, as I've said, home move, prison move, coming out of prison, for example. Not you especially, but maybe a family member. Yeah, moving on to a new career, that type of thing. Your challenge this month, I feel, is healing. So something not very nice happened, I feel, here, because you've got Temperance, which is a healing card, and the Five of Cups, which is sadness. So it's almost like you're trying to make sense of something. There's still something dogging you. And I feel that this correlates to what's going on in the you now position in the month of November 2016, Gemini, where you struggled and struggled for the Ten of Wands for so long, and finally you've got your freedom here with the Knight of Wands to pursue your dreams, to start feeling enthusiastic about what's going on with you, where you're moving to, possibly a change of location. Some of you might have been in housing, for example, and you might have been struggling in a particular area of housing, like living in an apartment that's rough with cockroaches and stuff like that. But finally you get to move because you've been given the green light to do so in the near past. And, you know, before that we can see that you received justice, and it was a relief to you with the star card. And as a result of that, you've been able to kind of change direction, move country, move location, because you've been given the green light with the Ace of Wands. While your challenge is making sense of what went on with the Ten of Wands card here, I feel. Because you have your freedom here, I feel, in the month of November 2016 to do and go as you please. And this is after a time of real hardship with that Ten of Wands, possibly for many months. And the challenge for you this month is healing over a very sad time, because when you get the Five of Cups, it's really a card about the sadness staying with us in situations. It's a card about feeling really sad. You could be missing someone in this card. You could have had failed friendships. You could have had broken relationships within the family. It's all to do with loss and sadness, sometimes to a lesser or a greater degree because it's a pip card. But, you know, this can work as a major as well, because you get this card and sometimes this loss can stay with you for a very, very long time. But I feel that there's something that you are trying to... It's almost like you're having to make adjustments after the fact, or after what you've been through. So it's for some of you guys, if there is someone who's been in prison, then it could be that, you know, their challenge, and if they're Gemini, their challenge will have it to be adjusting to the real world again. Or if it's something that you were struggling with that Knight of Wands coming out of the Ten of Wands, finally having your freedom after a time of difficulty, Gemini, it could be, you know, the Justice card. Well, as a result of this, I'm able now to move free from this Ten of Wands situation. I have my justice, and there's a sense of relief with the Star card. I'm able to move forward now, or move to wherever I please, because I've been given the green light with this Ace of Wands. But my struggle is still coping or making sense of with the Temperance card over that Five of Cups. What happened to me here? with the Ten of Wands. So I feel that something really not nice happened with some of you guys. And finally, in the month of November, you receive your justice and you get the green light to move forward or to move home or to move to somewhere nicer or move location or move job or something like that. But you still, I feel that the energies of what you struggled with that Ten of Wands is staying with you on the basis of those two cards. But I feel that your challenge is to do that, because in the present situation, we do have that Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Cups, and it's a wonderful energy. The Wheel of Fortune says that you have a lucky break, and there's a lot of celebration around this with the Three of Cups. You know, some luck, some amazing changes come in for you. Things just keep getting better and better for you, I feel, in the present situation. It's as a result of the justice that you've received, which I feel with the Star card is leading you on to something really, really good, but also there's a sense of relief with this. Things are coming to completion here. Things have come full circle, and along with that, the universe is really saying, you know, things can only get better with this Wheel of Fortune in the present situation, and there's a lot of happiness around this, you know, this difference, this luck that the universe seems to have brought in for you, Gemini, in the month of November 2016. Because your crowning thoughts are interesting. It's showing us the Queen of Swords with the Two of Swords. Queen of Swords energy is usually... I feel that there's somebody that you're trying to block out here, Gemini. Now, the Queen of Swords would usually represent Libra, but it can also represent you as people. And I'm just going to have a little think about that for a moment, because that's the best that you can achieve at the moment. But the Queen of Swords can also be somebody who's actioned something here. So Queen of Swords can be a lawyer, for example. Two of Swords is often the card that represents being in two minds or blocking somebody out, for example. It seems, you know, the Foundation card is leading to your present, is leading to your crowning thoughts. Okay, you've received some justice here. This is the foundation. This is the root of the situation this month. You've received justice in November, and it's very positive with that Star card, but it's also a sense of relief. You're washing away some tears here, Gemini. You're washing away some difficulties, some upset with this Star card, because she's pouring away the jug. So sometimes this is why we see it as being the card of relief, because the tears are going back into the water. It's washing away all of that emotion, which leads you on to your crowning thoughts. I feel that you need to cut somebody out, or I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody else. I'm getting a sense of just needing to forgive and forget a situation here, if that makes any sense to you. Because the Two of Swords often means to block out. Mentally block something out. And with the Queen of Swords, she can be quite a cutting individual. Sometimes this is communication. So it might be that the best that you can achieve right now is blocking out a Queen of Swords. Potentially, though, this could be somebody who gives you some advice here, and you've got two ways that you can go with it, with that Two of Swords energy. Because the Wheel of Fortune comes in, and it says that some luck is coming in for you in the present situation. Something in the month of November that you're going to be celebrating in the present situation. And that's because the Foundation card is that you've received justice. And there's a sense of relief here with the Star. But the Justice card and the Star card for me also mean, because they're both universal energies, you've had your just desserts, you've had your rewards, you've been rewarded by the universe. And the universe just keeps on giving, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So the Wheel of Fortune, when that comes in, it says that you have a lucky break, especially when you've got it really well aspected. And there's lots of celebration. So it says that something good is coming to you in the present situation, something for you to celebrate. And I feel as a result of that, your crowning thoughts will be, I feel that it might not be that you're cutting someone out. It might be a conversation. There's communication with you and another person, but it just seems that you're in two minds about this communication, or you've got two roads or two decisions that you could make. So it's almost like you have options. Even though we don't see the Seven of Cups here, it's almost like you have some form of options that come to you, and you now have decisions that are opening up, I feel, with those cards. Because we can see the Three of Pentacles here in the immediate future. We can see a conversation happening. There's a meeting. There's a conversation. Yeah, there's a meeting. There's a conversation happening. Sorry about it. I was just looking at somebody saying they're having problems viewing something. So, yeah, there's a meeting, there's a conversation here. I feel that you've got a meeting with a couple of people here. You've got 3 people here, right? And it seems to me that within this meeting, it's around work, because you've got a work card here, and you've also got like a recruitment consultant here, or somebody who's quite helpful in a King of Wands. This isn't a romance reading or anything, Gemini. But it looks like it could be, because it's 3 of Pentacles, it could be that you're viewing houses. But usually we'd have a King of Pentacles here, because King of Pentacles is your classic estate agent. So I feel that this is something around work with the 3 of Pentacles, a meeting here in which there is a King of Wands, Gemini. But the best that you can achieve, because usually when I do readings, I do the immediate future and then the best that you can achieve, usually around this meeting, around the immediate future. So it's almost like there are 2 people that you are speaking to, and this could be you. Even though they're showing you stuff because you're skilled, it's almost like somebody wants your skills. Somebody is showing you what they want you to do, or, you know, it's almost like the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords are these 2 people here on the 3 of Pentacles, and you're the person here, Gemini. And it's these people who are showing you something, and they're saying, you know, would you be interested in this? Because we've heard about your skills. So I get a sense of some of you guys being headhunted or being asked about employment, you know, being given a choice on a job. And it seems that you meet someone, King of Wands, within this setting here. The Queen of Swords is also present. And the best that you can achieve with the communication from the Queen of Swords, or just communication, Queen of Swords is often as an energy, a communicative card, possibly coming from the King of Wands, is that you have 2 decisions to make here over opportunities that are coming to you. I feel that this is the direction it's taking. Coming in around this, you'll probably take a little bit of time out. You've got the Strength card. So Strength means not to be impulsive, not to make any quick decisions here, because you may not be sure about what's being offered. You've got a 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups showing here, and when you get the 4 of Cups, it means I'm not sure whether I want this. I've got an offer on the table, but I'm not sure whether I want to take this. I'm feeling a little bit doubtful, perhaps because with the 5 of Swords, this is in your fears, and 5 of Swords means, I'm just trying to think why your fear would be the 5 of Swords. It looks like you've been released from something. So why would you be feeling or fearing the 5 of Swords? You know, we could read the 5 of Swords as overcoming doubt, because it is a mental card. It's to do with the mind. And usually when you get the 5 of Swords, you can either be the winner or the loser. So if you feel powerlessness, I feel that your confidence for some of you guys was knocked in this reading because of something that happened. And suddenly you received your justice and a sense of relief, because you've come out of a time of difficulty with that 10 of Wands that could have been happening for a few months. The foundation is that you've received justice, and there's a sense of relief with the Star card around this. Things are starting to reach a period of completion. And it's happening in a really positive and happy way. It gives you a chance with that 6 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, 6 of Swords, sorry, to move forward, because you've been given the green light to go about your business, to do whatever it is that you need to do. But it's almost like you need to, I don't know why I feel that some of you might have relatives that are coming out of prison and readjusting to life again. The Justice card can also suggest a decision that goes in your favour with that Star card, I believe. That's the general feeling I have with those 2 cards. We don't have Justice in the reverse, which is great. But, you know, justice is justice. But justice can be any type of justice. You know, you can get justice with something like, I guess, the 5 of Swords. Maybe justice with conditions. That type of thing. But it's favoured very well because you've got the Star card here and you've got the conditions here now to move forward, because something's been green lighted, I feel. But your obstacle is healing after doubt, I feel, with that 5 of Cups, or healing after some form of sadness, which I feel is really kind of connected with the 10 of Wands situation some of you guys have been through. And it could have been going on a long time, I feel. Because it could be that you are finally free after 10 months or something like that. And this is contributing to your change in fortunes with that Wheel of Fortune, in which there's a major celebration around this with the 3 of Cups. But the best that you can achieve in terms of this as well, going from here to here, might be being in two minds over something that is said to you with that Queen of Swords. Because in the immediate future, you've got a meeting coming up, the Three of Pentacles, for some of you Geminis in November. And there's a discussion with the King of Wands. And, you know, we can attribute this card here, the best that you can achieve, either to the present situation, in terms of the best that you can achieve, and the future situation. So, you know, usually when I do readings, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if in the immediate future you have a meeting here in which I feel a couple of people are probably speaking to you, the King of Wands involved here, meeting with the King of Wands, it might be the best that you can achieve is that the communication that is spoken, the straight talking that is given to you, will give you two choices that you need to think about. And that's why the influences that are coming in around that immediate future is you're going to draw back a little bit because you're going to be a little bit doubtful of what is offered here or what is given to you. But I'm just trying to work out why. Would it be a hope, the Five of Swords, then? I feel that it's almost like what you've been through here with this Knight of Wands and Ten of Wands, sorry. The fact that you've struggled for so long and finally you're free. I feel for some of you guys it's really kind of changed you maybe over the course of the year. And that's why your fear might be the Five of Swords. Maybe the fear that people stand in your way of moving forward with the Chariot. Because I feel that you struggled so long for some of you guys with that Ten of Wands. It might be that your fear is that you worry that people are going to come along and kind of fuck everything else over for you. That, you know, it's almost like you have this idea that this is too good to be true, what is happening for me in November, because I'm so used to struggle with that Ten of Wands card. And that might be why your fear is that you're going to struggle over moving forward with the Chariot, that you'll still have obstacles to face, because both cards, if we looked at the correlation with the as I always say, if you get stuck on cards, Gemini, look at what the correlation is between them. Well, we both know that Five of Swords is a struggle with others, and so is the Chariot, but the Chariot is an internal struggle. The Five of Swords is usually an external struggle with others. So it might be that you fear haters you'll have a problem with haters, or you'll have a problem with people, or there'll be some form of conflict that affects you moving forward with this opportunity. So maybe it's your own fears that are holding you back here, because you've been through an immense sense of struggle here. And you've finally managed to leave it behind. For some of you guys, if it's been a dispute with a family member or a neighbour or a friend, it could be that, you know, you've got a meeting here. Usually, if it was a legal thing, I'd probably expect to see a King of Swords here, maybe with this Three of Pentacles. But it looks like a work thing to me. But if there are disputes with people, then maybe here, the fresh start is, you know, you go and you speak to someone. It's a discussion over some form of project or something like that, which the Three of Pentacles can often be, with that King of Wands, I feel. And therefore, the best that you can achieve is to maybe block somebody out. Maybe you're just trying to, you know, do some changing here. But maybe that's where the fears come in with the Five of Swords, that somebody's going to try and sabotage, because the Five of Swords can be sabotage. So maybe your fears are in relation to this discussion here, and the fact that you hold back a little bit before accepting it with that Four of Wands, because you need to think about it, is that the reason that you hold back might be because you're fearing sabotage, or you're fearing powerlessness, or a sense of somebody's going to fuck something over for you in trying to move forward with that Chariot. But it could also be maybe this is your mental state as well, that you will that you feel powerless, that you feel, you know, that you're not good enough to move forward with that Chariot. Because sometimes Five of Swords means we let others get the better of us, because we feel too powerless and too weak to actually stand up to them. So it might be mentally, it could be a hope then, that you are hoping that mentally you overcome your fears in order to move forward with the Chariot. Because the end game is on this reading, Gemini, that you do make a fresh start with the Magician. And that encourages a breakthrough with the Ace of Swords. But we could also say that you make a breakthrough here with the Magician. You have the ability to start over again. because you have mental clarity, and the mental clarity comes from this Five of Swords and the Chariot. Your fears, or your, it's difficult to work which one out. I feel that this might be a hope then, that maybe the Five of Swords isn't people. Maybe this is your own mental fears going on here. And your hope is that, you'll be able to overcome your fears with the Five of Swords and move forward. And you do overcome that because you have the ability with the Magician to start over again, to start putting things into action, which the Magician does. And that's through the mental clarity you have here with the Ace of Swords. Okay. So that's a very interesting reading. We're going to go through it one more time and see what we can kind of derive. I think we can now just kind of do this reading again. Let's have a look. So, it's a really interesting reading. I don't know why this reading's touched me in such a way. It really has touched me in a big way, because I feel that I'm just getting a sense that some of you guys, Gemini, have been struggling for so long. I mean, so long. And finally in November, you get that. It could be a fear here, because this Five of Swords could easily be connected with this meeting here. So maybe some of you guys are doing you're meeting up with people here that you've spoken to before. Maybe these are the people that you've been struggling here with in the Ten of Wands energy here. If it's a case of housing or anything like that, Gemini, it could be that, let's just do this in a couple of ways. The first way, say for example, it was a housing situation, or you were dealing with the powers that be, a governmental thing, for example, and in the you now position, after say 10 months or such a long time with that Ten of Wands, that finally the struggle is over here and you're able to move free, because the Foundation card is telling us that, you'll receive justice in the month of November 2016, or just before that you've received some justice. With the Star card, there's a sense of relief around this, but also, everything's positively aligned. You get what you've been working so tirelessly towards with that Ten of Wands card. And finally, we can see here, as a result of this, you're able to kind of change direction, move location, move towards something else here, travel, move in the direction that you want to move in with that Six of Swords, because maybe with the Ace of Wands, you've been given the green light to do so. Your challenge seems to be overcoming something here, because you've got the Five of Cups and Temperance cards. So the Five of Cups is loss, Temperance is healing. So I really feel that you're trying to overcome something here. Your challenge is to overcome something here in the month of November 2016, because you struggled with it in the external factors for so long, and finally you have your freedom. Finally you have the ability to move forward in a really happy, enthusiastic, bold and ambitious way. But it seems that this thing was with you for a very long time with that Ten of Wands. And now, because sometimes when we struggle for so long, that struggle stays with us. Even if we have our freedom. If you've been in prison for a long time and, it was an injustice and suddenly you receive your justice, suddenly, it doesn't mean that the effects of being in prison go away. They don't. It's just that you have your freedom and there's a sense of having to readjust. So I feel that there's a sense of almost, whether it was a physical prison or a prison in terms of where you lived and you didn't like it and you're having problems with people, but no matter what it was, it just seems like the challenge is having to readjust yourself after going through such an enormous amount of stress or sadness or tiredness within the year. And finally in November it's over, but that feeling of what you went through still lingers with you, I feel. And I feel that this is because in the present situation, Wheel of Fortune can come in like a bolt of blue. Sometimes if you're not used to having luck, suddenly this Wheel of Fortune in the present situation says, well, luck comes in and there's real celebration around it. But, it could be as a result of your obstacle position maybe, that you're still having to readjust after feeling so sad or so down or so, things were difficult for so long. It could be that the best that you can achieve is to be in two minds over this communication or over the good stuff that's happened. So you've been communicated to. This Wheel of Fortune can say you receive a call out of the blue, or so if justice is in your foundation area here, that you've received justice and there's a sense of relief, or you've received justice from the universe, for example, with the star card, and out of the blue in the present, as a result of this, you receive a call, on something that you had been struggling with, and now you're free to leave in the you now position. It could say, well, this communication that I received, I don't quite believe it, or I'm in two minds about it, or it's a little bit of a shock to the system, so I'm going to be really quite logical about it. It just seems that you are either in two minds, or you are a little bit blocked off to it, a little bit numb to it, maybe. But really and truly, to be honest with you, I just feel that some of you guys, Gemini, have come out of a really difficult time in the month of November 2016, and suddenly things are really on the up here, and we can see a meeting is taking place. This could be a meeting maybe with people that are attributed to this Ten of Wands. Maybe these people gave you a struggle here with that Ten of Wands energy here. And maybe that's why I'm looking at the Five of Swords here. That you are, if it's a fear, you might be fearing that they are not genuine, or there is a certain disingenuousness concerning a move, especially if you are moving. Say, for example, you were living in a nasty place and the housing were giving you issues, and suddenly you've got the green light to move to somewhere nicer. It might be that your fears are that these people will say this, but again, it comes with conditions, or there's going to be something wrong with the move or the place or something like that. But other than that, I feel that, there's a meeting here. There's a man around the meeting, a King of Wands, can be a woman also. We don't know who housing officers or whoever is in jobs or whatever are. We just know that, we can't say we're going to be with a fire sign man. We could probably say it's going to be with a manager, somebody who is in charge of something, because kings are often in charge. So the meeting here in the immediate future in November with a person, probably within the second week of November, potentially here. And the best that you can achieve is to, because of this communication with that King of Swords, she can be a separate person as well, but this can often be communication, straight down the line communication. It's going to give you a choice here, the Two of Swords. But you're not going to want to make your mind up too quickly about it with the Strength card. You're going to refine it a little bit, because with the Four of Cups, it's going to say you're either going to contemplate it or you're just not going to be sure about it yet. There's a sense of, I'm not sure whether I want to do something here or not. Could be with a new job. So if your cousins or brothers or sisters have been in prison, it might be that November is the time that they're being released and they're going for stuff, especially if they're Gemini. If it's you, though, and you've been struggling with something, Gemini, and finally you're released from it, it shows, you're so happy about it. You're still trying to adapt to something here, though, which makes me feel that this is something probably a little bit deeper. But in the immediate future, there's a meeting with a person here, and that it seems that the communication with that Queen of Swords puts you in two minds, two choices, two avenues you could go down. And that's why you refrain a little bit with the Strength card, with the influences coming in, because you're not sure about the opportunity that's presented to you. Perhaps because of your own self-confidence, you fear that you're not confident enough to move forward in this with the Chariot. But the outcome does show the Magician. And it just showed the ability to start creating something new. And that comes through mental clarity. And the Ace of Swords is really saying to you in the month of November, Gemini, I can do it. I can do it. The mental clarity comes off the back of this, really. Because if you're doubting yourself here with the Five of Swords, you're doubting yourself over being able to move forward. Which is why you seem to refrain over this offer. It says, the outcome is, well, you can do it with the Magician card. You have all the tools you need. You have everything you need to start creating this new reality. But this will come through the Ace of Swords, the mental clarity, the ability to stop telling yourself that you can't do it, or you're not going to do it because you're not good enough to do it. It comes through saying, yes, I can. So I feel that the reading is really saying, some of you guys have been through difficult times, and it's been going on an awful long time, but in the month of November, you should have your justice and enjoy it, because the choices aren't there for no reason. You may have two choices here, which direction you want to go after this particular meeting here. And you may be undecided with that Strength and the Four of Cups, because you might be doubting yourself. You might hold back because of doubt. Four of Cups can often be attributed to somebody who's doubting an offer, maybe because they are afraid to come out of a comfort zone, or they don't feel that they're good enough. And maybe that's because your fears are, other people are going to be in charge. Maybe the fears are also severance. Five of Swords can be severance. Could be because you're traveling somewhere new, the Chariot. But the Magician says, well, you have the ability to start over again. And that comes through looking at the situation head on and allowing your mental clarity to put you in a place where you understand that you are more capable of creating these changes than you think. That's your reading, my darlings, for the month of November 2016. Gemini, I'm just going to get your angel card if I can find where I actually put those angel cards. I did have some angel cards here that I wanted to... I can't find your angel cards. Oh, here they are. I didn't want to leave the reading without juggling the angel cards just to see what advice the angels are giving to you. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me the advice that you have for Gemini. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of November 2016. Angels, what's the advice you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of November 2016. Show me. If you believe, that's what came out for you, Gemini. Let's have a look at what the angels are saying about this. Okay, so if you believe, what you need right now is faith. And this is what I was sensing in the reading. It's a lack of faith or a lack of confidence some of you guys have because you've struggled so long. It's almost like you don't believe that something good could really happen for you. You can have what you desire, but you must believe that it can be so. Stay positive and visualize the outcome you're hoping for. Set aside all negativity or pessimism in favour of a sunny outlook. And that's exactly what this reading is saying. It's amazing. The law of attraction, we're looking at those two cards here, brings to us what we expect to receive. If our perception is that we deserve great things, then we will attract happiness. If we fall into doubt and don't believe in our own self-worth, then our experiences will match that energy. And this is where it is. You're holding back because the Four of Cups says, I don't really believe in this, or I don't believe in my abilities to do this. And I feel that that's because of your self-doubt. The Five of Swords is probably your own self-doubt to move forward with this Chariot. Believe in yourself and your cherished dreams. And this is what the outcome is saying, Gemini, with that Magician. Hope you can see those. Geez, I hope you could see those cards. With that Magician and the Ace of Swords. Sorry if you couldn't see that all the way through. Geez, I'm never sure what whether you can see these cards or not because of the webcam. But the Magician and the Ace of Swords says, you know, you can do anything with mental clarity. Because the Ace of Swords is mental clarity, and it's the ability to cut away the illusions that tell us with this Five of Swords in your fears that you can't do something because you're powerless. With that Chariot, probably feeling your fear is that you're powerless to affect change. Any cars that you see driving or moving, it means change. So it could be that you feel that you're powerless with the Five of Swords to affect change. But in the outcome, it says, well, you're not powerless. You have all of the power you need as the Magician to affect change through the power of mind and thought with the Ace of Swords. That is your reading, Gemini, for the month of November 2016. Hold tight because your love reading, your 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread love reading is showing up for you very shortly alongside this one. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.